No adventure ever goes according to plan, and this was one of those. We were intending to head out into the Great Victorian Desert and retrace one of the long-lost explorers, but as you'll find out, everything went pretty pear-shaped right from the get-go. But this is what makes it an adventure. Joining us on this adventure all the way from the USA was Mr. Foreman from Foreman and Wilm's Adventures. Coming along with him was Nathan, over from Sydney, a veteran of many seriously good, seriously serious adventures. And with us, the mighty Series 2. Venturing not far from camp, disaster nearly struck that could have ended us all and definitely this adventure. This is its story. The action continues. Seriously good action, hey, Nathan?
Indeed.
So the observant and charismatic Mr. Foreman observed that there was a fluid coming down on his foot because he doesn't wear shoes. He's got his bush boots on, and it turns out it was petrol. And we just found, probably no more than a kilometre from camp, that the fuel line has actually cracked and was spraying petrol all over the motor. So we're quite fortunate to be here, because if that had ignited, doesn't matter how many fire extinguishers you'd have, yeah, we'd all be up in flames. So anyway, we're going to try and jimmy up a solution now. So we're going to be here on the side of the Amber Dell for probably a couple of hours, checking out its surrounds and coming up with an idea. Hey Nathan?
All that and more.
All that and more. Stay tuned.
She certainly went everywhere.
So these spanners are actually out of a genuine Land Rover toolkit that I actually got and kept out of Damon's 2A station wagon. So you might get them back, Damon. I'm just mentoring them at the moment. But, so we're going to disconnect the fuel line, which is down here at the fuel pump, which might be a bit hard to see. And we'll see if we can modify it with what we've got, which is in essence what bush mechanics is all about. Just using what you've got to get you out of trouble.
At the moment we've got an issue with the fuel line, and being a little bit of age, it requires softening like some of our hearts. So at the moment we've stopped for a cup of tea, the billy's on, we're going to get some warm water, and using the warm water we'll heat this pipe and gently fit it back over the connector, and in no short time, cup of tea complete, we should be on the road.
Now the reason why I'm using Spinifex is Spinifex has a high amount of resin in it, so it's actually really flammable. And it might seem bad that I'm chopping it up here, but there's square kilometres or miles of the stuff out here, so a little bit won't matter. And because it burns really intensely, it boils the billy really quickly. And it's a short-lived fire, so there's not going to be ashes and coals left around to burn the bushland around us, and we're going to bury our fire too. So, safe way of going about it.
So even the hardest heart need be softened.
That's it. It doesn't take much for some. So this is a wonderful trick that Mr. Foreman has told me about, and this is where you always learn something new every day. And just putting this rather brittle plastic fuel line into the warm water here, we're hoping it'll soften it up a little bit, and then we can plug it onto the rest of the fuel line that separated itself through a crack, and get it onto the carburetor, and hopefully get the Land Rover back up and running and continue on with this adventure. We'll see what the adventure brings up next.
It's always good to have options.
It is. So we haven't got quite enough heat in the water. That's still hard as nails. But something that might work, and this is why it's always good to have a look around your motor, is I've just realised we've got this overflow pipe from our radiator. And it doesn't matter if a bit of coolant goes over the radiator itself. But, look at that. It's pretty close to me. Perfect. So we'll use this. The pressure coming out of the fuel pump is, you know, a fair bit, but it's certainly not as much as a diesel. And we've got 2 hose clamps off the remainders of the fuel line going onto the carburetor. So we can put 1 hose clamp here, 1 hose clamp there, and off we go again. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to jinx us, but
Sounds about right.
that's not half bad. Wonderful group effort. That's why it's always nice to be out here with good friends. With the new fuel line fitted, we pressed on deeper into the Great Victorian Desert.